So, good afternoon. My name is Inga Stevenson, and I'm speaking to you from Edinburgh in Scotland. And my co-host today is Ellen McShane, who I believe is now back in Vermont. So, globe-trotting Ellen. So, hi, it's my pleasure today to present to you 5 billion sales, which is an amazing opportunity. The reason that you're all here is because you want to earn money. And that's what our business is. It's basically data and money. That's all 5 billion sales is about. It's a UK company with a UK bank account and UK offices and the whole shebang. It's completely legal, and I'm very happy because I'm from the UK and I'm thinking, well, thank goodness now the UK has produced one decent company here. So I'm very proud to be associated with this company. Again, everybody's here because they want to earn money. And some of you have been here on the Zoom many times, and it's great to see people returning to the Zoom calls. Because actually, you know, in business, 80% of being successful is actually showing up. And the people who come, like Frank and Christopher and Daniel, who's probably here somewhere, and a few other people who consistently show up to the meetings, they are the people who are going to do well with this opportunity, because not only do they come themselves, they bring people and they're, you know, present in the meeting. I've sat through many Zoom meetings with various people, and, you know, even if I know 99.9% of what they're going to say, there'll be one thing that I can always take away from a meeting that will help me and assist me with my team. So I can't stress the importance of it. It is really just showing up and being aware and showing your team that you're showing up too. Because if you don't show up, then why would they? Anyway, back to 5 billion sales. 5 billion sales is about data and it's about money. It's the only company successfully in the world that is paying users for their data. What is data? This is something that most people, I'd say probably 80% of people in the world have no clue that their data, their personal data, is being mined and sold every single day. Just for example, this is one page on my phone. Every app, service, or news item, or whatever I look at, we have to allow the terms and conditions or accept cookies or whatever. Every time we do that, we're giving these platforms or apps or whatever permission to mine and sell our data. We're saying to them, when we go allow cookies, we're saying to them, okay, we know you're going to use our data, take it and make a lot of money. But do any of them pay us? No, they don't. I'll give you the prime example, Google and Facebook, probably the two biggest ones. Facebook earns about $90 billion a year from user data. It's like 9 zeros. 90 billion US dollars a year from our data. And I spoke to somebody this morning who was saying, well, you know, this 5 billion sales, I don't think this is going to work. And I said to him, well, you know, how long have you been on Facebook? And he said 12 years. And I was like, whoa, if you'd been on 5 billion sales for 12 years, you would have been able to pocket about $7,000. Did Facebook ever offer to pay you? He said, no, they didn't. And I said, well, you know, they're making 90 billion a year off of people like you. And that kind of puts it in perspective of what is actually going on here. There are some companies who have tried to do this, but they have not completely succeeded. And some of them are, I'm not going to mention any names so I don't get sued, but some of them are saying that they're collecting one kind of data and paying people like minimum money, like $1 a person, when they're actually really collecting more data and selling that for a huge amount of money. So they're actually cheating the people who are on their platform, which is quite disgraceful. But anyway, back to 5 billion sales. 5 billion sales pays all users for their data. And it's very simple. You don't have to post or do anything like that. You just have to agree to sell your data to 5 billion sales. For our personal data, we are paid $401.50 a year. And if we click on something called a V bonus, we get another $182.50 a year. So in total, for our personal data, we are worth basically $584 a year to us. Now, to some people, that may not seem like a lot of money. But again, you know, would Facebook pay you anything? Would Twitter pay you? Do LinkedIn pay you? No, nobody pays you. for being online. And when I say data, all 5 billion sales does, because there are many kinds of data. There's GPS data, banking data, personal data, social media data, browsing history. Browsing history is the most valuable of them all, along with social media data. And we are paid for our browsing history. We only have to be online for about 20 minutes a day. And in that time, 5 billion sales can collect the data, and that's what they pay us for. When we say the V bonus, that means if we validate. Essentially, we just go onto our device and go click, click, like this. It takes 2 seconds, and that will earn you an extra $182.50 a year. So in total, for our browsing history, which is gathered anonymously, they're not looking at me or you or Ellen or saying, oh, look, Ellen's buying wine or Inga's going on holiday here, or none of that. It's all, this data is gathered anonymously and it's used anonymously by 5 billion sales. We sell it. They don't really know who we are, that we just sell it to them and they use it accordingly. So $584 a year for our personal data, okay? But with this comes an opportunity, because if we share the opportunity with people and tell people that they can earn money from their data, we get paid. And this is really incredible, because everybody that we invite directly, like I invited Ellen and I invited Christopher and a few other people on here, everybody that you invite directly is worth $100 a year to you. But they also need to activate and sell their data. And the minute that they do that, you are credited with $100 in your account, which is incredible. We are not paid for clicks, and we're not paid for just getting somebody's email. We are paid when somebody registers with our link. And as you know, it's free to do. When they register with our link and activate Sell My Data, we get $100. Everything in 5 billion sales is free. It's free to register. And all we need to do is we register for free, we share our link, we make money. Those are the three fundamentals of this business. We are paid on a 16-level system. And in this system, we are level 0. Now, some of you may have been in other companies before, and these companies might have said to you, I don't know, I'm not going to mention any names, but they might have said to you, okay, we're going to pay you on 8 levels. But really, they're lying to you and they're cheating you, because they're not paying you on 8 levels, because in other companies, you were always level 1, which means if somebody says we're going to pay you on 8 levels and you're level 1, you're only being paid on 7 levels. So they're cheating you right from the off there. But in 5 billion sales, we are paid on 16 levels. We are level 0, where we get $584 a year for our data. For everybody on level 1 that we invite directly, we are paid $100. And for everybody below that on levels 2 to 16, we are paid $5 each. Anybody who is over the age of 14 can sell their data to 5 billion sales. Okay, if you've got a teenager, 14, 16, they can sell their data to 5 billion sales. But you need to be 18 years and above to actually do the business. I know some people are going to try and cheat, and their 16-year-old son is going to try and do this, which will be all fine until it comes to being paid and they have to put in their KYC, but then they won't actually get their money. So if anybody's thinking about cheating the system, please don't. Or say to your son, okay, put it in your grandma's name or something like that. But it has to be somebody over the age of 18. It might not sound like a lot of money, $584, but I'll tell you what $584 a year does for me. It pays for my landline phone at home. It pays for my mobile phone. It pays for my Wi-Fi, leaving me with a couple of $100 left over so I can buy a handbag or a nice pair of shoes or go out for dinner, something like that. So $584 just for being online for me, I consider it to be free money, because I'm going to be online anyway. Now imagine if you have a family just of 4. Let's take a mother and a father and 2 teenage kids. Okay, so say the mother registers with 5 billion sales. She will get $584 a year for her data. So she says to her husband, hey, you're online, you should do this too. And he says, yeah, okay, why not? He registers with her. He gets $584. But the mum then gets $100 for inviting her husband. Then the husband thinks, well, hey, we've got 2 kids here, 14 and 16. They're online all the time. They need to do this too because they can sell their data. So he registers his 2 sons. They get $584 each, and he gets $200 for inviting them. And the mum gets $5 each because they are on her second level. The husband's on the first level and the sons are on the second level. So in total, that family gets $2,646 a year just for doing what they do anyway. That is a lot of money. Just, one family of 4, $2,646 a year. And of course, if you have invited the mum, you will get money coming over as well. From that, you'll get about $1,100 and, $300, some $200, something like that. So it's big, big money, and it can grow very, very quickly. And this is the great part about this company, because it's a completely equal opportunity. It doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, race, religion, age, gender, academic ability, none of that matters. The only thing is you need to be 18 years old and you need to have a device of some kind or access to a device of some kind. You can be in the jungle, you can be in the desert, you can be on a beach, you can be in, a big city, doesn't matter. As long as you have access to a device, you can sell your data to 5 billion sales and you can invite people for free. It's for free because none of us paid anything here to register with this company. This is very important, and this is why it's very cool as well and a great thing to share with people. And the more you share, the more money that you will make. It's very simple. The more you share, the more you will make, the more the company will make, and it just goes round and round. It's just win-win. So up to 8 people can use a device, any one device. So if you are a family that doesn't have much money and you only have one computer, say in the house, 8 of you can use this computer to sell your data. Okay, you each have a different account. And when you finished, you log out and then somebody else logs in and they validate and so on. And they can do that. You just have to remember to log out and then the next person comes along. So that's pretty cool. 8 people from one device. On our level 1, so again, we are level 0. On our level 1, we can invite as many people as we like. I've had a few clever people in this last week thinking, they should make 2 or 3 accounts. 5 billion sales is not like other companies. Number one, you're not actually allowed to have more than one account, but there is no point in having more than one account because all you're doing is diluting your people. You can have as many people as you like on your level 1. You can have 2, 20, 200, 2,000. We're not in any kind of pyramid or matrix or grid or box or anything. You can just keep inviting people on your level 1 forever. And that means that your level 2 is your level 1's level 1, and they can keep doing that. So you can go as wide as you want on 16 levels. It doesn't matter, which is really, again, quite incredible because most companies that do any kind of affiliate program, they keep you on different levels and you can only have so many here and so many there, and it has to balance. None of that applies. 5 billion sales has been put together by professional networkers. That's why they know what networkers want. And really, if you're a proper networker, trust me, you don't want any restrictions. You want to just be able to go out there and do it. And that's what we're able to do with 5 billion sales. You just keep doing it. So again, everybody gets paid. As long as they activate Sell My Data, everybody will be paid $584 a year. We get paid on 16 levels. We can be paid in, Bitcoin, various cryptocurrencies. I think we can be paid by bank, Western Union, PayPal. More payment systems are going to be added. The minimum payment that you can take out is $200, and the maximum without doing your KYC is $2,000. And again, this is amazing because most companies insist that you do a KYC from day 1. 5 billion sales wants to facilitate as many people to do this as possible. It's really like sharing the wealth. I think that they are quite philanthropic in their approach. They've made it very easy for us to do. Again, nobody here paid. We all registered for free. We all have a different amount of people in our teams. No one person here is ever going to be paid the same. We all are paid the same in terms of compensation. You know, we all get $100 for our level 1, and we all get $5 for our levels 2 to 16. But nobody here will ever have the exact money. The reason for this is because we all registered on different days. Okay, we all have a different amount of people on our level 1, and we all have a different amount of people on our levels 2 to 16. And some of those are active and some of those are not. So that's basically it in terms of the, you know, the structure, if you like. What I really want to talk to you about today is about refer and earn, about sharing your opportunity. We will talk about guaranteed sales because everybody wants to talk about guaranteed sales. But the thing is, what a lot of people are missing here is the fundamentals of the business and the way that this income is recurring. Because let me tell you, I'm going to get $584 this year for my data. Next year, am I going to say, no, thank you, I don't want this money? Of course I'm not. So you have to think that the people that you bring into your system, they will also, they get the money this year, they're not going to say no next year. This is real recurring passive income. I don't think anybody here is going to say no to more money, you know, because we're all here because we want to earn money. And this is really important that people understand that, you know, you need to go and share, because your income it can never go down in 5 billion sales. It can maybe stay the same if you don't do anything, but it can only go up. And even sometimes by, you know, you're not even making any effort, but you have somebody below you and they're going crazy and inviting loads of people, and it's pushing your money up every single time. I'll just quickly go back to sell my data. The original plan, and this is for people, you know, the people in pre-launch who are on here, they know this, but maybe for the new people to just mention this. When we launched in March, the idea was that we would get paid our sell my data money at the end of the year. 5 billion sales has now changed that, and they're going to pay everybody in August, basically half a year early. So everybody that's doing sell my data now is going to get all of their money backdated, the money from now and next week and all the way up to August the 25th. You're going to get your money backdated. So you get your money in one large lump sum on the 25th of August, okay? So on the 25th of August, you'll get this piece of money, and after that, you'll be paid for sell my data every 30 days going forward, forever, as long as you agree to sell your data to 5 billion sales. So this is very, very cool indeed. So I encourage everybody to remain active, and also then you can show your people that it's worth it, because you will see your money, your daily totals going up every week, and then you just check and approve your earnings at the end of the week, and that is put aside into your kind of wallet pending, I think it is, something like that. So again, everything that you do now, you will get paid for in the future. And again, the future isn't really that far away. With the refer and earn, your $100 and your $5 and all the rest of it, this is paid at the end of the year. However, if you do various activities, you can get paid quicker with the 10 times faster, which again, we'll talk about later. So the most important thing is for people, and I'm only saying this to you because from the texts I get and the questions that I'm asked, I know that people are kind of missing the point somewhere, a lot of people. And it's a shame because they registered with 5 billion sales to make money. And they seem to think that, you know, well, why should I bother doing this work now because I'm not going to get paid for a year and all of that. Well, let me tell you something. This isn't work, okay? This is simple. You're not saying to you're not selling anything. That's number one. We're not selling. We're offering people an opportunity to earn money for free just by being online. Everybody is online. Okay, if you're here, you're online. And nearly everybody you know, with the exception of maybe your 94-year-old grandmother who lives in the desert, everybody else that you know is online. Every person that you know who is online is worth $100 to you a year. 10 people could be 10 family members. That's $1,000 for you for a year. And next year it will be 1,000 again and 1,000 again. Because again, if you're paid $584 this year, are you going to say no next year? Are you going to say to 5 Billion says, hey, thanks for the $584, but I don't want to have it next year? Of course you're not. You're going to say, yeah, of course. And the minute you get paid, trust me, loads of people are going to say, what, you got $584 and you were just online as you would normally be. I want in on that. And that's what they will then do. So, you know, and a year passes very quickly. We're already like almost 2 months in now from when we launched. So that's, you know, 10 months. And as I say to people, you know, they've been on Facebook and stuff for years. Nobody paid them. And a lot of people have invested money in Bitcoin and various other, you know, crypto funds or hyper fund or all of these other things where they actually put their money in for 3 years or 5 years, and they don't even know if they're going to get their money back. So to do something for free that you can share for free is really incredible, and we are going to get paid an awful lot of money. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and tell you how to build a team after this, but I'd like to show you a presentation, a PowerPoint presentation that I made, because I think it's important to see the numbers in front of you, because this is just a numbers game, okay? The more you share, the more you make. It's as simple as that. And I think everybody here would be happy if you could all earn $100,000 in the year going forward. I think this is a great amount of money to make. It's $2,000 a week. I don't think anybody else is going to offer you this money for such a simple opportunity to share something for free. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you this PowerPoint, because I want to show you how easy this is to make this money. Because, you know, in a lot of cases, people don't actually believe how simple this is. So let me find the right place here, because I have always so much on my laptop. Okay, can you see that? Have I done it right? Screen sharing, where did you all go? I did click it. It sometimes goes out on my screen. I don't understand why it does this.
Now we can see it.
Right, now you can see it indeed. Okay, let's go here. Right, and now I need to minimize this. So, okay, make it a bit bigger. Right. So again, we're going here for $100,000. I don't know, whoever, just put your hands down, because we're not doing that right now. We'll do questions and answers later if you just drop them into the chat. Okay, so this is how you make $100,000 minimum a year. Level 0, personal data. We get $401.50 for our data, and we get $182.50 if we click on the V bonus every day to validate. It just says validate. It takes you 2 seconds. It's just click, click. So in total, we will get $584 a year for our data. On our level 1, if we have 150 affiliates, now some people might be sitting there thinking, well, you know, 150 affiliates, that's loads of people. But I use this example because this is the example that 5 Billion Sales used for us back in pre-launch. And in the beginning, you do think, well, that's an awful lot of people. But actually, it's not, because to get 150 affiliates, all you need to do is to invite one new person every 2.5 days. 150 affiliates a year is one new person every 2.5 days. Again, we are not selling anybody anything. We're not asking somebody to go and paint a skyscraper or wash 50 windows or anything like that, or dig a ditch or sell or invest. We're inviting people to earn money for free. We're offering them a financial opportunity. So it's very easy to get one new person every 2.5 days. If you have 150 affiliates and you multiply that by $100, which is what they're worth, you will get $15,000 a year. I don't know where you're from, but in the UK, this is kind of like if you worked in a shop every day for a year, or in an office or something like that, or you were a cleaner or something, you'd maybe get $15,000 a year. But all we need to do is invite one new person every 2.5 days to register for free to earn money, to get $15,000 a year. Not bad. Now, on our levels 2 to 16, if these 150 here invite only 10 a month, basically that's 2.5 people a week, nothing, you will have 1,500 new affiliates per month. 1,500 new affiliates a month multiplied by 12 months of the year will give you 18,000 affiliates a year. 18,000 affiliates multiplied by $5 is $90,000 a year. So between your data, your level 1 money, and your levels 2 to 16, you will be on $105,000, $584 a year. Think about that. In the UK, doctors don't earn this. Head teachers don't earn this. Some bank managers don't earn this. And how did you start? You started by inviting one new person every 2.5 days. If you do this, you will get this, you will get this money. Really think about this, because this is what people need to understand here. This is the numbers do not lie. Okay, I can tell you all kinds of things, but here, this is definite. The numbers do not lie. If you do this, you will get this. And you started by inviting one new person every 2.5 days. Not 25 people a day or 30 people a week or anything. One new person for free every 2.5 days. Everybody can do this. Absolutely everybody. And if you do that, you will get over $100,000 a year. The next slide, next level. I like this more. For our data, we get the $584. And this is level 1 with 182.5 affiliates. Basically, one new person every 2 days. You will get 182.5 people multiplied by $100 is $18,250 a year. If those 182.50 invite only 10 a month, again, 2.5 people a week, you will have 1,825 new affiliates a month. 1,825 multiplied by 12 months of the year will give you 21,900 affiliates a year. 21,900 multiplied by $5 will give you $109,500 a year. Add them all together and you will be earning $128,334 a year at minimum. Minimum. And how did you start? You invited one new person every 2 days. So you could invite somebody on Monday and not on Tuesday, on Wednesday and not on Thursday. Or you invite somebody every day for 6 months and then you take a holiday for 6 months. Doesn't matter. This is one new person every 2 days. One person in 48 hours to give them a financial lifeline. It's not bad. You will earn $128,000 minimum. And the reason that I say minimum is because for sure, some of these people are going to invite more than 10 people a month. Absolutely, no question at all. So the one I like the best, though, is this one. Again, personal data. Level 1 with 365 affiliates. This is if you invite one new person every day. Again, not hard, you're not selling. 365 days of the year multiplied by $100 is $36,500 a year. Again, yeah, you know, this would be a reasonable income for the UK, not fantastic. But again, you know, you have to work pretty hard to get this in the UK. But all we need to do is to invite one new person every day for free, and this is what we will get. If your 365 invite only 10 a month, you will have 3,650 new affiliates per month. 3,650 multiplied by 12 months of the year will give you 43,800 affiliates a year. 43,800 multiplied by $5 will give you $219,000 a year. Add them all together. This will bring you over $250,000 basically a year. And how did you start? You invited one new person every single day. That's all you did. And then those people did even less than you. They invited only 10 a month. Because here, you're inviting one person a day for 30 days. Here, they're only inviting one person every 3 days, 10 a month. And this will get you over $250,000. The numbers do not lie. These are the numbers. It's a fact. If you do this, you will get this. If you do this, you will get this. And then you will get this. Every year going forward, it will not go down. It can only go up because all these other people will invite more people and so on. And trust me, when they're making this kind of money, they're not going to say next year, I'm sorry, no, I don't want to do that. They're all going to go and do more. And that's why it's important to understand the power of this system. Because again, the numbers don't lie. So I get asked a lot, how do you build a team? Well, number one, you start by opening your mouth, okay, and telling people about the opportunity. Because nobody's going to come looking for you in life. It's as simple as that. And if you don't tell people, they don't know. So another good thing to do is to start by making a list. Friends and family, colleagues, neighbors, general people, whatever, your workplace or whatever, your people from your football club or whatever, people that you know, make a list. I guarantee that 99.9% of them are on the phone or a laptop. They've got some kind of device. If they haven't already registered with 5 billion sales, they are worth $100 each to you. It's as simple as that. Because who does not want to have free money? Nobody. We've got 9 billion people on the planet, and most of them are broke, and most of them have devices. So why wouldn't they want to do this? And if you can show them how to make more money, they'll bite your hand off, basically. So start by making a list. If you are in a household where everybody is not registered, then you failed right there on point one. Why aren't they registered? As I demonstrated to you before, a family of four, a couple, a mother and father with 2 teenage kids can bring in $2,646 a year. I registered a guy in the UK recently, and there's 8 of them in the family. There's the mother, the father, and they have 8 kids. And I said to him, my God, you're going to make a fortune just from Sell My Data, your household. I mean, that's like, I don't know, it's like almost $7,000 a year they're going to get. Incredible. So make a list and start off. I've got quite a big team now. And in the very beginning, I hope I'm not kind of boring you with this. I do say this quite a lot, but in the beginning, I really fell in love with this. When I saw this opportunity, I just thought, these 5 billion people, they absolutely rock. I mean, they totally rock. This is going to be huge. And I wanted to have a big team. That was my, I just sat down and I thought about it. And I'm not a numbers person, okay? I'm a word person. I'm more Scrabble and Sudoku. But I just looked at the numbers and I thought, this is so damn easy because everybody has a device and it's like free money. So the first person I called up was Ellen, because she's a good friend of mine now after we met years ago on LinkedIn, but we're really good buddies now. And I said to her, man, I've just registered with this thing. You've just got to do this thing. It's amazing. And it's free and it's fun. We're going to have a great time. And, because she's pretty smart and she trusted me, she went, yeah, okay, I'm in straight away, which was really good. And then I was thinking, well, that's Ellen there. And I invited Danny, my very, very good friend in Switzerland, because I actually had to push him for a couple of days because he was a bit low about something else. And then I thought, you know what? I need a team. What would I like? And I thought I'd like to start off with 30,000 people. Sounds like a good number to me. And again, I have to say, I'm actually quite a lazy person. People don't believe that, but I am really lazy. All I want is an easy life. But I thought, I need to get 30,000 people. This will be very, very cool. So I sat down with a pen and paper because I'm not very techno either and thought, how do I get 30,000 people? And I figured it out with my pen and paper or many pieces of paper that if I invited one person every day for 30 days, and those people did the same, all within that 30 days, like I invited somebody, then they invited somebody, they would do it for 29 days, and the next person would do it for 28, and so on. At the end of the month, I would have 30,000 people, or near enough. It's something like 29,984, but good enough. And I was working on the theory of the grain of rice on the chessboard, right? You put 1 grain of rice on and then you double it and you keep doubling it. I kind of was going on that theory. And, I did it in 28 days. I thought, this is damn cool. I've got 30,000 people in my downline in 28 days. This is going to fly. because it's such an exciting opportunity. And, you know, back then, Ellen and I, we didn't have any Zooms. We didn't have any PowerPoints. We did everything like together from scratch. I moved into this apartment, I think the week after, something like 10 days or a week after I'd registered, and I thought, I need to do a Zoom call. I need to tell people how cool this is. And I remember calling Ellen just beforehand, and I was like surrounded with boxes and everything. And I thought, oh my God, here I have no logo, I have no PowerPoint, I have no charts, I have nothing here. And I'm going to do this Zoom call. And then I thought, you know what? I don't need any of that stuff. And that's really good because, again, I'm lazy and I didn't want to make anything. I thought, I'm just going to talk to these people and tell them about 5 billion sales. And that's what I did. And Ellen co-hosted and we did it. And then we kept on doing it because we were getting all these numbers of people coming and wanting to know. So it's important to open your mouth and tell people. 9 billion people on the planet. We've hardly touched the surface. We have not even been live for 2 months with 5 billion sales. And I say to people all the time, go and reach your people before somebody gets there first. Because imagine you don't talk to your neighbor, okay? And then 6 months' time, you come home and you think, my God, my neighbor Fred, man, he's got this amazing 500 Mercedes SL silver outside his house. It's gorgeous. It's shining in the sun. And you go, my God, Fred, man, he only had a bicycle a few weeks ago. What's going on here? And you say to Fred, hey, Fred, I like the Merc. That's a very cool car. How did you get the Mercedes? And Fred turns around and he says to you, well, you know, I registered with this little company, young company called 5 Billion Sales about 6 months, 7 months ago. And I sold some ads and I did this and I just bought the Mercedes. How cheesed off are you going to be that you didn't go and knock on the door and say, hey, Fred, let me tell you about this company called 5 Billion Sales. And that's all you have to do. And all he can say is no. That's it. All he can say is no. And then you just move on to the next Fred or the next Jane or the next Susan or Charlene or whoever. It's very simple. If you don't go and tell people and approach people about this, they are not going to come looking for you. Nobody knows that I'm here. They're not going to come and knock on my door and go, hey, Inga, I hear you're doing 5 billion sales. I want to register with you. No, no, no. I talk to people all the time. Okay. I now have a YouTube channel with one thing on because 5 billion sales basically forced me to make this video about guaranteed sales because I'm not like that at all. But, you know, I talk to everybody. If I get into a taxi, I talk to the taxi driver and I say to him, look, hey, you know, you're driving a taxi, times have been a little bit tough because of COVID. And I know taxi drivers spend a lot of time just sitting around, right? Between jobs, they really do. They're sitting on their phone and all of this stuff and eating and reading the newspaper. And I say to them, you know, instead of just sitting around, would you like to earn some money? I talk to them. I talk to even people at the bus stop. I talk to people in my local stores. And some of them may think I'm a little bit crazy. I even went out wearing this the other day just to see if I could get a reaction. Because for me, this is fun. Because I'm not saying to somebody, hey, you know, this is a really hard thing to do and you've got to go out and sell it. I'm saying to them, no, this is really easy. You know, you have 3 or 4 people in your house, you register them, you've got $300 or $400 coming to you. It's really very, very cool. So if you want to build a team, start by telling people what you're doing. It's very simple. Or say to them and mention Facebook if they say to you, because I get a lot of people saying, yeah, but, you know, people don't believe me. That's what I get a lot, especially from less well-off nations. They say, yeah, you know, my friends are laughing at me. I had one really nice guy in Syria the other day, and he just said, you know, I really get this and I understand it. But he said, all my friends are laughing at me and telling me it's not real. So I said, well, start with your family. Start with your close friends and sit them down. Ask them if they're on Facebook. 99% of people are on Facebook. Ask them if they know how much Facebook earns a year. They'll say, no, I've got no idea. And when you tell them it's $90 billion a year from user data, they go, oh, really that much? I thought they made that money from the ads. Well, yes, they do make that money from the ads. But how can they make so much money from the ads? Because they have the user data. That's why. It's all about the user data. And then like this chap I spoke to before that had been on Facebook for 12 years. And I said, well, did Facebook ever, drop you a little email to say, well, thank you for being on here for 12 years. Let me give you a couple of $1,000. And he said, no, they didn't. I said, well, I know. Of course they didn't. 5 billion sales, if you'd have been with us then, or 5 billion sales would have been around, you would have got like $7,000 for just being online. He registered straight away because, of course, these are the facts. And you only have to look at who is making the big money. TikTok, all about data, not about making movies, all about data. Google, Twitter, Reddit, Instagram, Facebook, all of them are making this money. And again, it's our data, so we should be the ones that are getting paid for it. So if you're, get angry about it if you need to and get something back from big tech, because trust me, they have no qualms at all about taking the money from you and selling your data. Nothing at all. And they do it. Now we even give them permission to do it. Before they used to steal it and we didn't know anything. They just didn't even know they were taking the data. Now, because of the GDPR and the privacy laws, they have to say, do you allow cookies? Do you accept these terms and conditions? But really, all that is a contract in there that says, by accepting this, you're allowing us, you're giving us permission to mine and sell our data. We're basically stupid and we're saying, go and make money from us. You don't have to pay us, just go and make the money. So get real with it, understand where the money's coming from, because when you talk in, thousands of dollars, a lot of people in less well-off nations, again, if somebody's only earning something like $40 a week and you say, hey, I can show you how to make thousands and thousands of dollars, and you've just met them maybe online, they're going to think you're nuts. They're not going to listen. But if you say to them, well, how much money would you like to make? And they say, I'd be happy just to make a couple of $100 a week. Then you can say, you know what, to do that, all you need to do is to invite 2 people for free. Think you can do that? There you go, you've got $800 a month. Simple. That's why it's important to know your numbers and where the money is coming from and how we are going to be paid. Data is $1 trillion industry. It's the new oil. It's tech oil. And we are the product here. And there is a saying in the data industry that if something is for free, we are the product. Nothing is actually for free. They're selling us, like kind of tech slaves, if you like. This makes me quite angry, but it's okay because we're going to get paid lots of money. So really think about this and think about, how you can educate people, because that's all we're doing. We're educating people about data. If they say, I don't believe you. Nobody can make that kind of money quickly. I had one guy, I have a team now of about 300,000 people. And I had somebody about a month or so ago, and I said, I've got about 250,000 people in my team. And he said, that's a lie. Nobody can get 250,000 people in less than 7 months. And I said, yeah, really, it's not a lie. I said, I can show you. And because I've been on LinkedIn for a while, what I used to do is I used to post my stats every day because I knew people would say that to me ages ago. I knew that at some point somebody would say, that's not true. You didn't do that. And then all I say to them now is go and look at my LinkedIn feed. And they can see when I only had 500 people, then 1,000, 2, 3, 5, 10, and so on. Because there's a history there. And I say to them, no, you don't believe me now? That's how I did it. Just go and have a look. The thing is, anybody can do this. You don't have to be smart. You don't have to be tech savvy. You don't have to be, computer genius. You only need to be able to talk. And if you don't want to talk to somebody, you can send them a text. That's it. Send them a text with your link. And if they say to you, this isn't real, say to them, look, let me tell you about Facebook. Let me tell you where this data comes from. The reason I'm going on and on about this today is because I see people coming in and they're missing the point. We are building here. We are building a team. And everything that you do today, you will be paid for. Every activity in 5 billion sales pays you. Okay? So you will get paid quicker if you do certain activities. Okay? There's no question. But on the whole, most people will probably get paid at the end of the year for their refer and earn. Now, in this time, you can decide to do nothing. Okay? You can just think, I don't want to wait for a year. And you do nothing. But my question to you is, well, what would you rather do? Would you rather invite one person a day? So at the end of the year, you would have $36,500 minimum to collect, or would you rather just do nothing and have nothing? It's as simple as that. What would you rather have? 36.5K moving forward, which will give you eventually over $250,000, or would you like to just do nothing and think, yeah, no, I'm not going to bother? Who cares? It's a year. It's a long time away. Let me tell you something. A year goes just like that. It goes very, very quickly. And I think that some people, if they don't move, they will not only get left behind when the new services with 5 billion sales come out, but they will have regrets. They'll have big regrets, because when you get your pay and it's going to the end of the year and it's like $700, you're going to be thinking, oh man, they paid me, I got $700. But if I had invited somebody, blah, 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 I would have like 7,000 or 70,000 even. The money is there to be earned. So please, please wake up and ask your people, or tell your people to wake up, because there are going to be some very sad people at the end of the year, because they're going to get the money and they're going to think, well, that's great, but I could have made so much more. And this is a fact. And I'm sure that Frank and Ellen and Christopher and Daniel, if he's here, and all the rest, I'm sure that they will agree with me, because they know. This is like when networkers see this. I've had a few recently join me, and they get it. Like, a networker can smell money like a shark can smell blood in the water. It's as simple as that. They just think, wow, man, this is great. I love it. And you know why? Because they've been in other companies, and they know how bad other companies are, other compensation plans are, that they have to sell, or they have to get involved with some stupid scheme. And they come to 5 billion sales and they go, relief. This is amazing. They can't believe how easy it is. I got one guy in the UK, he keeps calling me every couple of days. He says, I can't believe this. I got this in my account, that in my account. I was going, I told you so. But, so I hope that you understand, and I hope that you take this away with you and realize this. And I know I've been talking a lot about this, but I don't want you to miss the boat. Okay. I don't want you in a few months' time, but in 10 months' time to go, damn, I really wish I'd done more. Because it's all there and it's all for free. And there will never, ever, ever be a better opportunity than this. And another great reason for building your team is that in the next 2 or 3 months, the following 2 services will be rolled out by 5 billion sales. And the bigger team you've got, the more you can take advantage of that. And when they say something, like miss this, miss out, or about the ads or whatever, take some notice. They're not a company that just makes stuff up. They're a company that says, right, this is the way that it is. Do it or don't do it. But if you don't do it, you'll miss out. They don't lie. They're very direct. But a lot of people don't want that, because they just want some stupid story and a lot of blah, blah, blah. 5 billion sales don't do that. They say, this is the way that it is. Do it and you'll make this. The only straight talking company really that I've ever come across, to be honest. Anyway, so that's it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to answer some questions, which I hope Ellen is going to read out for me, because I'm a little bit tired of talking.
So we have a question from Emmanuel. So we're going to get paid for our cell data program on the 25th of August.
Yes, backdated from when you started. And then after that, every 30 days going forward forever, as long as you're selling your data.
So Charles is asking, I have an affiliate in the Netherlands, but whenever she copies her referral link to refer a new person, her username does not appear in the registration column.
Then she's not doing it right, because I've never, the only times that these links don't work is due to human error. That's really it. She's either copied it wrong, she's typed it in somewhere and she's using that to click to copy, but she just needs to go in and click to copy. I mean, I can't see how this would happen, but if it's there in her, where it says sponsor now and where you find your affiliate link, if it's there and it looks entirely correct, then you just click to copy it. So I don't understand why that would be. But if she thinks there's a problem, contact support.
So Denny is asking, if there is a member who registers 5 billion sales after August 25th, is it possible to withdraw after 1 month too?
Yes, I think so, because the minimum is $20 and every month you're going to get $48, and that's the deal, is we get paid every 30 days. So yes.
And Roger's saying, good afternoon, everyone. How many options can a member have in your managed wallet? What if someone wanted to change their options in the future?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. You can do that if you wanted Bitcoin this month, and next 6 months you want to have bank account or Western, you can do that. Obviously, it's not like instant, because the machine has to recognize that you're changing your payment thing, but it'll be pretty quick. And yes, you can change it and get paid any way that you like.
So Sarah's saying, if I make $100,000 in a year with SDC and SDO, can I withdraw it in a single withdrawal?
The maximum withdrawal is 34,000, I don't know, some hundred at a time. I don't know if you can do that more than once in a day, but per time. But you can apply to 5 billion sales for additional KYC, which I will be doing as well. Because I will be earning more than that. So yes, you can apply. I don't exactly know what that entails, but maybe I'll just ask them this weekend. But maybe they just want to make sure that you're tax compliant or that your ID is completely in order or something. But yes, it's possible to withdraw. It's your money. It's our money. We can take it whenever it's available to take, for sure.
So MVP is saying, thanks for the presentation. Is it possible to use the guaranteed sales program to market our own guaranteed sales link?
No, you're not allowed to do anything to do with 5 billion sales. Otherwise, we'd all be buying an ad and doing that. You know what I mean? It's not permitted.
So someone who's been here the whole time asked a question about saying, how do I go about doing guaranteed sales? But you really answered the question. And the person has been here the whole time. So if you need to, you can just rewatch the video. Let's see if there are any other questions here. There seem to be just some people talking to each other, which is totally fine. I have a question. iCare says, I have a question. Has anyone yet gotten any single penny from 5 billion after triggering adverts too? Me too.
Yeah, I've had 4 payments and I have another 2 coming now, this week, like tomorrow. So yeah, absolutely.
Lonnie is saying, is the affiliate marketing earning the 155,000?
That's net. That's your net profit from a product, from selling a product with a guaranteed sales ad.
So Ashi is saying, one question is that 5 billion sales efficient Telegram group is not showing any news related to 5 billion sales.
Yeah, well, they're busy, and I think they expect that people will check on the news feed. But yeah, it's just there when something new comes out. Sometimes people criticize the company that, they don't see a face in the company and they're not chatty and they're not, the last one I got was, well, when are they going to put on some cruise trips and all this kind of thing? It's not that kind of company. It's a real company. Okay. They're not messing around with stupid stuff and trying to, just do stupid egotistical stuff. It's all about the data and the money. That's it. And when there is something to say, they say it. But again, I always direct people to the news channel because it's quite interesting, and also because you can scroll back, but you can scroll back on the Telegram channel. But if there is something to say, they will say it on there for sure. But there's so many things going on right now. The next 2 services are going to be rolled out soon. The testing for that is going to be rolled out pretty soon in the next few weeks. So that's going on. They're working, and I can't say too much. I know a little bit, but I can't say too much. But look at the news. You can see that in October and November, they're going to be opening offices all over the world. They're working with banks now and different currencies. For example, in Nigeria, Naira will soon be available to, people in Nigeria will be able to be paid in Naira and all other currencies. This kind of stuff doesn't happen overnight. And as well, let me tell you, that to be able to do these kinds of things, you have to be a credible company. And 5 billion sales is only one small part of a much larger global group. And man, they have power. They have real power, because otherwise they could not be negotiating with Western Union and PayPal. And this is like a company, you know, when people say, oh, I don't think it's real. And I'm thinking, like, my God, can't you see what's happening here? This is absolutely huge. And also, we're in a very fortunate position here because we're in at the beginning. This is just that we haven't even been live for 2 months yet, and they've managed to do all of this stuff. But there's no on-off switch. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day. It's a process, and as things are unfolding, this is why the companies say, be prepared and get going. And when I was talking to 5 billion a couple of weeks ago, one of the guys said to me, listen, he said, a lot of people are going to get left behind, because he said they're not paying attention, they're not building a team. They will be left behind when we roll out this new stuff. And he just said, you know, we don't know how to warn people more, like to get going and to be ready here, to meet these new things, because every service new that we will get, and there are 9 programmed, we only have 3 right now, but there are 9 programmed, every one that we can all use to make money, every one. So suppose you only have 10 people in your team, but each of them use 9 services. That's like you have 90 people in your team. It's amazing. So really pay attention. Do not be one of these people at the end of the year that's sitting there with $300 thinking, oh man, I wish I'd really gotten going here. I could have had like $30,000. Do not do that, because you'll hate yourself. Invite somebody every single day. Ellen, please.
So Jennifer is thanking you for the presentation. How do we contact 5 Billion Sales headquarters, or can we get someone from the company to talk to us?
No. They don't, it's not that they don't want to talk to you. It's not that kind of company. They, you know, if you're worried about the legality, please don't be, because just go and look. They have a UK bank account. They have a UK registered office address. They are paying people. And anybody with half a brain, I'm sorry, anybody with half a brain only needs to look at the size and complexity of this website to know that this is a serious operation. So they don't want to have Zoom calls. They can't be bothered, basically. They're saying, look, you want to make money, this is how you make money. You don't want to make money, move on. It's not a problem. We're going to do it anyway. That's their attitude. It might be a little bit British, which is kind of why I sort of like it. There's not lots of blah, blah, blah. It's like, if you want to make money, this is what you do. Do it and you will make this. It's as simple as that. I'll give you an example, okay? What's the guy called from On Passive? Ashraf something, the Indian guy. He's been a big ego. He's been all over the place for years and years and years with On Passive. He's taken people's money for years and years and years. This company has still not launched. That's what happens when you get a big founder with a big mouth and a big ego. He's happy taking money. 5 billion sales is for free. You want to make money, this is what you do. If you don't, not a problem, move on.
So Abound Care, my downline has one account and it's showing not validated after validation for the day. What is he going to do?
Well, there's something that he hasn't done right, because I don't know. He has to contact support if he feels that he's validated. Maybe he's using a private browsing window or a VPN, which sometimes people do, and they deny this all the time, but 5 billion sales can see this. If somebody, and there's nothing wrong with switching off your extension, if you're doing something private or you're chatting to somebody, you can go onto private browsing, no problem. But many people forget to switch it back on again. And if 5 billion sales can't can't receive the data, they're not going to pay you. It's only about data and money.
So Karen is asking, how do I know when the money goes through for the payment of guaranteed sales?
It's all in your back office. Everything is there. It tells you the exact date, tells you what somebody's ad is doing. I have the guy with the 8 kids in the UK, he's done three guaranteed sales ads. And it's very exciting at the moment because his ads are now targeting. And he's like, I called him the other day and I was going, oh, your ads are targeting. And he said, I know, I'm like so excited. He said, I'm obsessed with this, because he said, and he just really gets it. He said, I can see that this works. He said, I'm already planning the car. I'm planning the house I'm going to buy. He said, as soon as I get paid at the end of the month, I'm going to go out and buy another 10 ads. He said, this is like the best. So yeah, he's somebody who completely understands what's going on.
So for Adams, just saying, yes, you're right. You can't promote 5 billion sales on guaranteed sales. So you can get a recording of this session in Inger's group chat, Telegram, or on WhatsApp. Karen Mills has a question. After setting up guaranteed sales, how do I know when the money goes through? I thought I could use my card directly to pay for guaranteed sales. My question is, how do I know when it's confirmed that my bank paid?
Well, you can see that your ad is ready, and you can see it in your bank account, surely.
Yeah, it's true. So Denny is saying, where is Mr. Trevor?
Mr. Trevor is in London. I'm going down to London soon in a few weeks' time, and I will be having afternoon tea with Mr. Trevor in London.
Oh, good. Great. So last question is from Daya. Why 5 billion sales company? I can't quite understand. So please detail the information about the company profile, which you already did.
Yeah, and it's in the back office anyway. It's, go and look it up. They're registered with Companies House, which is the official government website for companies in the UK. You can't get much more legal than that. And that's, trust me, because they're attached to the tax office and the tax in the UK. And really, people say, oh, well, it might not be real. Let me tell you, right now, the UK authorities are they're hot on anything anyway. But all companies now in the UK are under huge scrutiny because of this Russian thing, because we have a lot of Russian people in London that have bought up London, Russian and Chinese. The HMRC, Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs, they're all over every company. They're checking everything for money laundering and so on. Again, let me raise a point here, because I get asked this question a lot. Can you use your commission to buy a guaranteed sales ad? I get asked this about 3 times a day. No, you cannot, because you have to take the money out and then you have to buy an ad. The reason for this is you can't cross the money, because this can be construed as money laundering. Okay, so, and because 5 billion sales is 100% super legal, this is why if you want to use your commission, you have to first take it out and then put it back in, because otherwise it's a little bit murky, taking money to put it there, which can melt off there. And that's why this is not allowed, just in case anybody was wondering.
So Obed has another question that just came up. I'm grateful for the 5B educating us as always. I want to ask if uplines can also be trained to teach those of us in our local language, especially about the guaranteed sales step by step. I find it difficult to go through the process buying the guaranteed sales, even though I've joined Zooms always and I want to buy now.
Well, it depends what your language is. I mean, we did have somebody who was doing Russian, Bulgarian. We have Greek calls, we have Hindi calls. I think Joe Bahin does some calls in French in Côte d'Ivoire. Yeah, it would be better if, we have really loads of German calls and English calls. It would be good if more leaders were to get going. But as we're all individual business people, what I would say to you is learn and set up your own group. If you really want to do something in your own language, then, start a group. Just start by doing 1 Zoom a week or something like that. Because you will make your team strong, which will make you strong, and then maybe somebody will join you and you can co-host and share them. This is what the German team does. There's 3 of them. There's Danny, Antje, and Jay. And they, if one person can't make it, the other person takes over and so on. And they run they do loads. They do like 3 or 4 Zooms a week. And it's really 3, is it 3? Yeah, very good. And maybe Frank's doing it as well with them. But it's really great. They've got a great system going there and they're very strong, but it takes time, it takes time to build up. But what we could really do with is a great Spanish group. I have loads of Spanish people, but I can't catch them all because I only speak very basic Spanish. But you can use Google Translate as well. That's what I do when I have new people. If they randomly join me on Facebook, I have my standard text. I just put it into Google Translate and send it off in their language to hope that they understand, and point out to them that they can go to the flag on the page and change the site into any language that they want.
So Karen has come back. She's been asking about the payment, and she's saying she doesn't understand. The money is on my card for the payment. It's been 2 days, and I don't know if you will take the money using the bank or allow to pay directly. I got an email saying that my advert is reserved, and I don't know what that means.
Well, basically it's reserved but not paid for, because you get a receipt from 5 Billion Sales. You get another email to say your order is now being paid for. I think when you buy an ad, you get at least 3 emails that it's there and it's reserved, and then something else and it's whatever. I think it's 3 emails you get, but you definitely get one to say, right, this has been paid, which is kind of like a receipt for you as well. But you have to check with you have to check with your bank. I mean, trust me, 5 Billion Sales are happy to take the money. Check your card and make sure that you haven't overspent or something like that or whatever.
And that's it for questions.
Hallelujah. Okay, people, you've been amazing. I know these sessions seem to get a bit longer all the time, but I really want to try and give you like the whole picture here, because there's a lot happening. God knows what's going to happen when we have another 2 services to talk about. We're going to be going on for like about 3 hours, but it's all good stuff. But please, 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 the whole key to this thing is duplication. Okay, duplication. Register for free, share your link, make money. That's it. Data, money. And as I always say, the company is the same for everybody. The compensation plan is the same for everybody. The only variable is you. Nobody pays Ellen or Christopher or any of us, Frank, any of us anymore. We all get paid the same. Some of us will get paid more quickly. Yes, because who on earth is this? That some of us have been in for a little bit longer. But you can take this as far as you want to go. It's entirely up to you. The only variable is you in this business. It's an incredible opportunity. Please, please don't waste the opportunity. Invite somebody every day.
A few more questions have come in. So Bond Care is saying, can one register with yahoomail.com?
Register what with yahoomail.com?
I'm assuming 5 billion sales, but you can't.
You
can use Google or Facebook.
Yeah, do anything like that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then Obed is coming back. I'm Body Rich First from Ghana. Please help Professor Daniel teach us in our local language.
Yeah, well, he's great. Prof. Daniels is great. He's my best guy in Ghana, and he's a really, really good guy. So I'll nag him if you like. I'll get on to him and say, get on with it. But he's a really good guy. He's very direct. He's very honest. He doesn't do any BS. He's a really good guy from the heart.
So I think that's really it.
Fabulous. Okay. So thank you, Ellen, so much. You're
my pleasure.
Saves me fiddling with my glasses trying to read this thing. I will post this, as I say, on the groups and on the Telegram channel. Yeah, just take care, people, and just please, please don't waste the opportunity. Please, 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 because you will be so hacked off later on if you don't move, basically. Because the money is there to be made. 1 person a day, 36,500 a year, over $250,000 if they just invite 10. It couldn't be easier. Take care. My next Zoom is on Sunday. I will see you then. Thanks again, Ellen. You're amazing. And nice to see you all. Thank you. Take care.